You should not reapply that mascara before knowing this. That eyeliner you have been using for years carries a secret the brand never told you. Government investigators found asbestos fibers in popular eye makeup products, sitting millimeters from your tear ducts. The same brands you trusted through your 20s, your 30s, your 40s are still selling formulas tested years ago and never updated for aging skin. The FDA and Environmental Working Group have documented contamination, bacterial outbreaks, and forever chemicals in products you apply daily. Here are 8 eye product brands raising serious safety concerns, followed by safer alternatives worth considering. Number 1. Klairs Eye Makeup. There is something deeply unsettling about discovering the makeup you wore for decades tested positive for a known carcinogen. Klairs eye products were not just mildly concerning. They were recalled across North America after government laboratories found asbestos contamination in multiple eyeshadow kits. The FDA and Health Canada conducted a joint investigation spanning from 2017 to 2019, and what they uncovered should have been front-page news for every woman applying powder near her eyes. Asbestos fibers are microscopic. They do not announce themselves with irritation or redness. They settle. They migrate. They accumulate in tear ducts and sinuses, building up exposure in one of the most absorbent, delicate areas of the human body. The thin skin surrounding mature eyes offers almost no barrier. Slower cellular turnover means your body cannot flush contaminants the way it once did. Every application was a deposit you never knew you were making. The brand marketed these products as safe for sensitive users. The reality was contamination sitting in pallets women touched daily, swept across lids without hesitation because the packaging promised nothing but pretty colors. Klairs did not evolve their sourcing. They did not implement the rigorous testing moderns consumers deserve. They sold contaminated products until regulators forced them to stop. Women trusted this brand for years, never imagining asbestos could be sitting millimeters from their eyeballs. That trust was catastrophically misplaced. Number 2, Justice Cosmetics Eye Products. Another trusted name, another invisible danger no one warned consumers about. Justice Cosmetics built a reputation on fun, accessible makeup. But in 2019, FDA laboratory testing revealed something far less playful hiding in their eyeshadow products. Asbestos fibers were detected in Justice eyeshadow and glitter kits, triggering a nationwide recall that most loyal customers never even heard about. The eye area does not forgive contamination. Unlike skin on your arms or legs, the tissue surrounding your eyes is extraordinarily thin and highly permeable. Blood vessels sit close to the surface. Tear ducts create direct pathways deeper into your system. When you apply contaminated powder to this area, repeatedly, day after day, year after year, you are building a toxic ledger your body cannot erase. Justice marketed Shimmer and Sparkle. They delivered microscopic fibers linked to serious disease. These were not isolated batches with minor impurities. This was a fundamental failure of manufacturing oversight, a complete breakdown in the sourcing and testing protocols that should protect consumers applying products to their most vulnerable facial tissue. The formula never evolved to meet modern safety standards. The brand continued selling until laboratory evidence forced their hand. How many applications happened before that recall reached shelves? Number 3, L'Oreal Voluminous and Telescopic Mascara Lines. There is a particular cruelty in discovering that a product promising luxury and performance was actually harboring bacteria near your eyesight. L'Oreal's voluminous and telescopic mascaras are iconic. They line pharmacy shelves. They fill makeup bags. They also triggered recalls in 2016 after the FDA detected microbial contamination in multiple batches, posing risk of eye infection. Mature eyes are not young eyes. The tear film thins with age. Natural antimicrobial defenses weaken. The delicate mucous membranes become more susceptible to bacterial invasion and slower to heal from inflammatory damage. Every mascara wand dip introduces the potential for contamination. Every application near already vulnerable tissue compounds the risk. L'Oreal promised voluminous lashes. They delivered batches contaminated with microbes that could trigger infections, chronic irritation, and inflammatory responses that accelerate visible aging around the eye area. A luxury-feeling mascara hiding bacteria near your eyesight. The formula that worked for younger consumers was never properly adapted for the realities of mature eye tissue. Quality control failures meant contaminated products reached bathroom counters across the country, while the brand collected payment for promises they could not keep. Number 4. CVS Beauty 360 Eye Cosmetics. Even pharmacy brands, the ones we trust for safety, have failed here. CVS Beauty 360 marketed itself as an accessible, reliable option for everyday makeup needs. The FDA recall database tells a different story. In 2019, multiple eyeliner and mascara products were recalled due to bacterial contamination risk. There is a particular betrayal when a pharmacy-branded product fails. These are the products women reach for precisely because they seem safer, more regulated, more trustworthy than flashy department store brands. They sit beside medications and first aid supplies. They carry an implicit promise of pharmaceutical-grade care. That promise shattered when contaminated eye cosmetics reached consumers. Repeated low-grade infections might seem minor, a little redness, some irritation, but chronic inflammatory responses near the eye area do not stay minor. They accelerate visible aging. They increase vulnerability to long-term sensitivity. They compromise the delicate tissue that protects your vision. The CVS Beauty 360 formulas were not designed with mature eyes in mind. They were mass-produced to hit a price point, and somewhere in that production chain, safety failed. Number 5. Almay Eye Makeup. Almay positioned itself as the gentle choice, the brand for sensitive skin, the option women with reactive eyes could trust. Then the Environmental Working Group conducted independent laboratory testing in 2021 and found PFAS, per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, in multiple Almay eye makeup products, including mascaras and eyeliners. PFAS are called forever chemicals for a reason. They do not break down. They bioaccumulate in human tissue over months, years, decades of exposure. They have been linked to hormonal disruption, immune suppression, and increased cancer risk when exposure builds over time. And Almay was delivering these compounds directly to one of the most absorbent areas of your face. The eye area is not like other skin. It sits close to your brain. It connects to tear ducts that drain into your sinuses. It absorbs what you apply with remarkable efficiency. Invisible chemicals that never leave your body, applied daily near your brain. Almay marketed gentleness while their formulas contain synthetic compounds your body cannot eliminate. The brand built trust on sensitivity claims while delivering permanent chemical deposits with every application. The formula never evolved past ingredients that should have been phased out years ago. Number 6. CoverGirl Eye Products. Waterproof mascara feels like a miracle. It promises all-day wear, smudge-free confidence, lashes that survive tears and sweat and humidity. The Environmental Working Group's 2021 laboratory testing revealed what makes that waterproof promise possible. PFAS contamination was detected in several CoverGirl waterproof mascaras and eyeliners. Waterproof formulas achieve their staying power through chemistry. Fluorinated compounds create barriers that repel water, that cling to lashes, that refuse to budge. Those same fluorinated compounds refuse to leave your body once absorbed. They accumulate in tissue. They build up in blood. They persist for years after the last application. The very formulas promising long wear may leave permanent traces inside your system. CoverGirl marketed convenience and reliability. They delivered persistent organic pollutants to the most vulnerable skin on your face. The brand never updated their waterproof technology to eliminate these concerning compounds. They continued selling formulas linked to bioaccumulation, while loyal customers reapplied day after day, building exposure they were never warned about. Number 7. Revlon Eye Makeup, Decades of Loyalty. Revlon has been in makeup bags for generations. Mothers passed down favorite shades to daughters. The brand became synonymous with accessible glamour. Then the EWG's 2021 cosmetic testing detected PFAS, compounds in multiple Revlon eye products, and suddenly those decades of loyalty took on a darker meaning. Every application across those years was not just makeup. It was accumulation. PFAS compounds do not wash away. They do not metabolize. They settle into tissue and stay, building concentration over time. Mature hormonal systems are particularly vulnerable to endocrine-disrupting compounds. The same products that felt like trusted companions were silently contributing to a chemical burden your body cannot process or eliminate. Decades of loyalty, never knowing what was building up inside. Revlon did not reformulate when evidence about PFAS emerged. They did not transparently disclose the presence of these compounds. They continued marketing the same products to the same loyal customers, while those customers unknowingly accumulated exposure with every application. The formula that worked decades ago was never updated for modern safety understanding. Number 8. Hard Candy Eye. Products cheap. Formulas carry hidden costs. Hard Candy positioned itself as affordable, fun, accessible makeup that did not demand a premium price. The EWG's 2021 laboratory testing revealed those budget-friendly, waterproof eye cosmetics contained PFAS chemicals, the same forever compounds turning up across multiple brands. There is a troubling pattern here. Budget formulations often cut corners, and those corners frequently involve using older, cheaper chemical technologies that have not been updated as safety science evolves. PFAS compounds make formulas water-resistant. They make production cheaper. They also accumulate inside the human body with every application. Cheap formulas, but the long-term cost could be enormous. Hard Candy's ingredient transparency has been weak. Their commitment to reformulation in response to emerging safety concerns has been minimal. The brand continues offering low prices while delivering long-term chemical exposure to consumers who cannot afford the products those exposures may ultimately cost them. The thin skin around mature eyes deserves protection, not permanent chemical deposits traded for a few dollars saved at checkout. Now that you understand which brands have documented contamination, recalls, and concerning chemical detections, it is time to restore your sense of control. The following recommendations are not sponsored. There is no affiliation, partnership, or payment involved with any of these brands. These suggestions come from research and personal investigation into cleaner formulations. If you are finding this information valuable, please subscribe to help this channel continue investigating the products you use daily. Ilia Beauty Mascara and Eye Products. There is relief in simplicity. Ilia Beauty approaches eye products with clean formulations, fragrance-free options, and strict ingredient transparency that stands in sharp contrast to the brands discussed earlier. The Allure Best of Beauty Awards have recognized their mascaras. Clean at Sephora certification confirms their commitment to excluding concerning ingredients. Dermatologists frequently recommend Ilia for patients with mature, sensitive, or irritation-prone eyes. The textures are designed for comfort rather than dramatic transformation. The philosophy prioritizes what they leave out as much as what they include. For eyes that have spent decades exposed to questionable formulas, this gentler approach can feel like permission to stop fighting your own skin. The honest limitation is price. Ilia products cost more than drugstore alternatives, but the value calculation changes when you consider what those cheaper products may actually be depositing on your delicate eye tissue. RMS Beauty Eye Polish and Mascara Minimal Ingredients. Maximum Intention. RMS Beauty operates on a philosophy of using as few components as possible, sourcing non-toxic materials, and building formulas around organic oils rather than synthetic compounds. EWG. Verification confirms their safety standards. Dermatology publications regularly recommend RMS for sensitive eyes, navigating hormonal skin shifts, and chronic dryness. The cream textures feel fundamentally different from conventional powder shadows. They melt into skin rather than sitting on top. They move with your natural oils rather than fighting them. For mature eyes dealing with thinning skin and increased sensitivity, this compatibility can eliminate the tightness, pulling, and discomfort that conventional formulas often cause. One honest limitation exists. Cream textures may crease on oily lids. But for most mature eyes trending toward dryness, this formulation approach offers relief rather than compromise. 100% pure fruit pigmented eye products, color without compromise. 100% pure builds their pigments from fruit extracts rather than synthetic dyes. No PFAS, no heavy metals, no concerning additives hiding behind technical ingredient names. Their sourcing transparency allows you to trace exactly what you are applying to your skin. The clean beauty community has embraced this brand for good reason. Allergy-prone users report tolerance where other products trigger reactions. Postmenopausal skin sensitivity responds well to formulations built without synthetic irritants. The honest limitation is intensity. Natural pigments do not achieve the same dramatic saturation as conventional makeup. Colors read softer, sheerer, more translucent. For women prioritizing safety over bold statements, this trade-off represents peace of mind rather than sacrifice. Almay Pure Eye Shadows and Liners. Ultra minimal. Ultra clean. Almay Pure strips mineral formulations down to essential components, eliminating fragrance entirely and maintaining clean sourcing standards across their product line. EWG consistently rates their products as low hazard. Dermatologists recommend Almay Pure specifically for patients with reactive skin and chronic irritation issues. The formulas are designed for eyes that have been through decades of chemical exposure and emerged sensitized, reactive, and intolerant of harsh ingredients. Sometimes the most powerful statement is restraint. Products built around what your skin can actually tolerate rather than dramatic transformations that come at hidden costs. The honest limitation is range. Almay Pure offers fewer shades and product options than larger brands. But for eyes that need protection more than variety, this focused approach delivers exactly what matters most. What to do with this information now? Stop automatic repurchasing. The next time you reach for a replacement mascara or eyeliner, pause. Check whether your current brand appeared on the concerning list. Question whether decades of habit should override documented recalls, contamination findings, and PFAS detections. Your loyalty to these brands has not been reciprocated with investment in your safety. Audit your current eye makeup. Open your makeup bag tonight. Look at the brands sitting in there. Consider how many years those products have been part of your routine and what those years of exposure might mean. Transition gradually if cost is a concern. Replace products as they run out rather than discarding everything at once. But start the transition now. Choose protection over habit. Your eyes have carried you through decades. The tissue surrounding them is thinner, more permeable, more vulnerable than it was when you first started using these brands. You deserve formulations that acknowledge that reality rather than ignoring it. You deserve brands that invest in safety testing rather than riding reputation. You deserve to apply products near your eyes without wondering what contamination you might be accumulating. Watch another video on this channel to continue learning what brands do not want you to know. Subscribe so you never miss an investigation into the products filling your bathroom cabinet. Protect your skin. Protect your eyes. Stay safe.